Madini Mazimba, back again. It's now 2020. I hope you all had a wonderful festive season, and I wish you all a very, very fruitful 2020. I know a lot of you to my goals, to my resolutions, to my targets. To my for 2020, I wish you the best in achieving all those targets. Personally, for me, I also have a lot of targets for this channel. I have a lot of targets for the other aspects of my life, and I wish myself also a very, very fruitful 2020. Now, to the issue at hand, I know Winky D finally released his much anticipated, much awaited album, which is titled Njema, which is translated to Chains. Now, for the last 6 months of 2019, his fans have been calling for something. I Njema, mdara msadara, mdara tipeo something, mdara tingakoshka Christmas, tamba duterere. It was now normal to kind social media, be it on Twitter, on Facebook. You'd see someone is not mdara winki marketing. Some even went to this petition. How can you do this to your fans? That's how much the fans mirror something not from their artists. Now in December, Winky D then announced I will be releasing an album on the 31st of December. The social media again, a lot of people now anticipating yes, I'll be there, the album launch, and then watanga kuchemera single ndara chitipayo single ndara amungangoti takadaro something je titambe Christmas chero ka voice note chero mukangokosora mongoesa pa rhythm tinototamba, but that was not to be the case. But then after Christmas, he then released the first single of the album, Peter. Now this track caused a lot of mayhem, and on this track he's just talking about the social, the political, and the economic situation that is happening in Zimbabwe, which everything is upside down at the moment. Trying to make ends meet is very hard. So he was likening Zimbabwe to the biblical Egypt, that period whereby when the Israelites were held captive in Egypt, and also the political connotations whereby it is just saying those people in charge, those people in power, they failed us to an extent vanhu vaakutona kuti zviri better ndibude ndiende kunyika ndisingazive where there is no one I know and I have better chances there uchisiya munyika mako. And it even got to an extent yekuti it seems as if the government had been spooked by this track. With Winky D, he's such a big artist, so whenever he says something, a lot of people are definitely going to follow what he says. So the reports from social media, they were saying the government was going to ban this album from being played on radio stations, and it also went further to an extent whereby they were saying they were going to ban the album launch itself. Some of the things you don't know how far true they are, because there are a lot of parody accounts, there are a lot of fake news that happens, but regardless of that, what this did for the album is that it created a lot of traction on social media. It created a lot of hype. No one was not going to album launch now. And personally for me, I was also much hyped, because if you look at what I expected, like the album that I expected for 2019, I included Winky D only for the fact that I felt as if last year he was sort of going to the political route. So I was expecting on the next project that is going to give us, he's going to just go all guns blazing on the political route. He was going to be like the Mukanya of this generation. So when he released Peter, and got on my way, for someone as big as Winky, to speak to power, that was going to be something very, very significant. So I got to hype out, okay, I have to listen to this album. And after listening to this album, I realized this album is not political at all. It's just that one track, Peter. We need some political connotations, but the whole album, apparently anything about politics. And in that regard, I was quite disappointed, because for me, I expected Winky was going to just go fully ballistic, speaking truth to power, but that is not being the case. But now listen to the album, Winky tackled a couple of themes. There's some of the themes that I can say you've come to expect from Winky D. He tackled some socially conscious themes. He tackled some relationship and love themes. Then he also sprinkled in some self-praise and party tracks into the album. So you're not going to the socially conscious lyrics there. So you get tracks such as Mangerengere, which is my favorite track on this whole album. Now on this track, is just talking about something as a chain of thought that has been with me for the past couple of months. I'd say 18 months or so. We have been thinking about the impact, the importance of tradition in our lives and how it impacts our future. And on this track, Winky is just not crying out to the elders kuti murikuona zvekuita muri, everything zviri kudhakwa, vakuru woye wai muri kudaro, gadzirisai zvinhu for your children, for your grandchildren, for makangotarisa, but where the wrongs were made, but hapana chamuri kugadzirisa. And is then asking kuti tipe nhoroondo, give us the history of the whole family. So he talks about the issue where I can say Tradition has a very serious impact on our lives, as I may say. Like, as Africans, we have the tradition of things that we must do, a way of living that we must follow. Now, if you look on this track, Winky is talking about issues such as makabvisa remombe omai, because if you look at nowadays, a lot of people, they don't really put much emphasis or much importance on tradition, because probably not the religion yazara. Tradition is evil, it's witchcraft, but they're two different things. Tradition is just a way of doing things, and there are things like how you greet an elderly person, not how you how do you not make sure that issue is heard throughout all the tingamachima levels emumuru kuti haungotange kumhanya kuna sekuru chakati chakati. There are protocols that you must follow. And also when you go to issues like lobola, lobola pane zvinhu zvinodiwa. And if you look at Winky zvazi kunzoni makaendesa mombe yomai, those are some of the requirements that are required kuti okay, munhu kana wapedza kuroora unofanira kuzviendesa mombe yomai. Now, not following the protocol may bring a bad luck or sort of like a curse on the family, but it's not kuti pane chimwe chinhu or manzi matoroyo or something. It's just kuti you did not follow a proper procedure. And I think even when to religion, there are certain procedures that if you do not follow A, B or C, certain things are going to fall upon you. So Winky is just asking kuti vakuroyo, you know what happened, murukuziva makangotarisa one while the family perishes, to pay no rondo. Yes, tell us the history, so you know okay, this person did this ndiani ane something that was expected of them asina kuchiita, so that tozvigadzirisa and things go well, which is something that like I said I've been thinking about. There are things that hazvidi kunamatira kuti zviende. Tomboti munhu hauna kuendesa mombe yomai, hauna kuendesa jira, haunamatire kuti ngazvibve. You just have to do the thing that was supposed to be done. Chingotenga zvinhu zvacho ozviendesa and everything will be back to normal. So it's it's a very powerful track, and it resonated with me, and like I said, it's my favorite track on the whole album. Also, the production is done very, very well. I love the reggae kind of arrangement. Everything about this track is just on point. Winky's performance was also top notch. Now, also on the socially conscious, that's where we get, there are these two tracks which I feel as if Winky was trying to open the minds, open the minds of the youths, to put life. Sometimes a lot of the biggest war that you face is in your mind. You have to not break free. You have to change the status quo. You have to change your perception and how you think or how you perceive certain issues in life. And these are the tracks Njema and Murombo. Now, Njema is just talking about mental slavery. A lot of us are in jail physically as in us, but mentally our thinking is restricted. Limits, and we have a lot of ideas. So it's just urging people we have to break free from this mental slavery, from these mental chains, so that we can proceed, we can progress further in our life. So it's just urging my youth, you have to take a look at yourself. Okay, these are the limitations that can impose around my life. We have to break free of those limitations if we are to progress. Then if you go on to Murombo, he's just talking about the international kind of social construct. There are just two people in this world. There are people who own everything in this world, then there are those who own nothing, and they work for the people who own everything, to make a living. So Winky is just saying, ziya remurombo, rinotonza mufaro kune nemari, but ziya remurombo, it means that you're working very hard, company cheta mazimari, then the owner of that company is going to live a very lavish life. Achatenda on parties, you do a lot of things just because of your sweat, of your dikita misodzi yako zvese. So then, he's just asking to the Lord, why is it like that? Why is it Murombo, stage moto chishanda, and vamwe vanhu enjoy all the benefits? And he also went on to say, ndaramba urombanshade, ndaneta nekutambura. So I need to move to that stage. Ndanaita nongoramba nchiti ini ndongofira kushanda kuti mumwe munhu enjoy. So I need to cross over to the other side where I also get to enjoy life. So I think these two tracks, they just meant to just open the minds and get to. Sometimes in life, you have the biggest battle that you face is your mind. If you change your mental setting, some of the other things are a bit easier, because we break all those chains, or break njema dzacho dzakaiswa musoro mako. So these are quite interesting tracks. I think the themes that we tackled they're very, very quite appropriate for this time yatiri as a nation. Also on the social conscious tracks, that's where we get Sia. So I always basically urging people always do good things, because good things they bear good things, bad things they bear bad things. Kuti ukaita chakaipa chichaberekawo chinhu chakaipa. So usatedzera unoita chakaipa, because the fruits of their actions will also be something chiri bad. So it's just urging people kuti itai zvakanaka. Now this track, the production, this for me, it's one of the weakest tracks on this whole album. Now lastly, on this theme, the socially conscious, we have the track Am I. And you know what, singing about mothers, one of those fail-proof kind of things. You know, people love mothers. So Pespandas and moms, people are always going to love that track. So on this track, as you expect, Winky is just thanking his mother. You know what, you were not, you've protected me, the advice that you've given me, and he just added maybe a sort of a twist. Yakuti musatukise your parents, because whatever you do, it reflects bad on those who raised you. So kweza kwa unongori ita the good things, even though some of things andinozoita, it's not kuti ndimakakanganisa, but zvangowa kufunga kwangu, like as you grow, as you become an adult, you now own up to your own actions. But the bottom line is that it's just saying, do not bring insults onto your parents. So it's also another one of those tracks, it's a fail-proof track. Like I said, things about Anamai, people always love them. And after that, we move to the party, self-praise, party kind of themes, and that's where we get the track Batiri. And now on Batiri, this is a track aimed at haters. And I think if you look at Winky, his past projects, his past 1, 2, 3, 4 projects, he always has at least one track which is more to the party side. It's also a self-praise track, and on this album I think he has 2, which is Battery and Chandelier. Now on Battery, it's just saying, I'm like a battery. So if you can send all the negative energy you want, but for a battery to work, a battery definitely needs the positive and the negative together for it to function properly. So you say unzai, or the negative energy, I'll mix it with my positive energy, and fire. The next track, Chandelier, which is again one of my favorite tracks on this whole album, is just saying, I'm like a chandelier, I'm on top. My interest pass, but right now I'm on top of everything. Like where a chandelier is in a house or in a building, I'm on top, and I bring light to all those varipasi. And the production on this track is done very, very well. I think Nikki did a very good job on the production of this track. Now lastly, in that sort of category of the track Ichikamari featuring Buffalo Soldier, they teamed up together as another song which became a hit. So they just teamed up on this track, and they produced a track which a number of people are going to enjoy. Now lastly, the last theme that we're going to be talking about is the love and the relationship theme. Now this theme, that's where we get tracks such as Naye, which is again one of my favorite tracks on this whole album. Now this is a fantastic track, and on this track Winky D is just being proud of his dark African ladies, just saying whatever you say, relationship yedu iri kutofaya. And it's one of those mottos that everyone in a relationship should adopt. Whatever, but so you must be proud of your person. Autochai is a root of fire. Even one okay, so the model kind of person, the model kind of perfect woman fire. So this is a very lovely track. I enjoyed listening to this track, the production, the vocal performance, the arrangement, everything about this track is just on point. It's one of my favorite tracks on this whole album. Now another track that we get on this sort of theme is Area 51. Now this is also another track, like Egypt. I remember it tapped in at the end of the day when I'm going to Njema essays, they're trying to say, Winky D was trying to say this on this album. Can you see Winky D is this brilliant? This guy is a master, this, which is, in a way, it's good. But I feel as if not talking about for Savan, but I believe it Winky D, which is not the right way to go. And show what my essay out of analyze at this level. Sometimes maybe you think maybe it's Winky D's publicity team, all those essays and about Egypt, about Area 51, but regardless, they really worked, because a lot of people to the track. Now this track, Winky D is just likening his family to Area 51. He's about to introduce his girl to his family. Before. So to the girl, they are more like, to discover something new. So he's just saying, in regard, but some other amazing people. So it's just showcasing his family, like what you do when you're going to introduce a girl, just giving them tips, this person address, so this person this and this, just giving your person a heads up before they meet your family. So it's also another, it's quite an entertaining track, I have to say. What Winky D showed his creativity in terms of the references that he was giving between his family, and the Area 51 and all those smart people throughout history. The production is quite okay. Like I said, it's one of those tracks which is quite entertaining. And lastly, on the love theme, we get the track Chitekete, and this is also one of my favorite tracks on this whole album. Now, the production of this track is just spot on, and Winky D is just talking about this girl and this girl could dance, akatora moyo wa Winky D because of how she could dance. And now wazosangana 15 years later, and Winky D is saying, now I have the courage, now I have the courage to ask you out. So he's definitely going to ask you out, and arikuda kuti munhu atoita wake. This is one of those tracks that I just enjoyed listening to from the first listen. Like I said, the instrumental arrangement is basically what took my attention the most, and even the lyrics, they're quite fitting. The energy of this track is on point, and this track you can also put it those party kind of tracks because the production, the vibe and everything can definitely fit a party mode. But it's definitely one of my favorite tracks on this album. So that's it in terms of the themes, and you can see with the themes they are quite well balanced. Although, like I said, I thought it was going to be more political than it is. I can say Winky tackled the themes quite well. And now in terms of the production, I can say it was done quite well. Winky D, for someone of Winky D's stature, he definitely cannot compromise on quality, and the quality is on point throughout this album. Now in terms of the instrumental arrangements, I have to say a number of the tracks, they did not really hit the spot for me. For me, I think out of the whole album, I just have 4 tracks, which I can say, for me, these are the best tracks out of the whole album. The arrangements of both the instrumentals and the vocals, and these 4 tracks, the first track is Mangerengere, which, like I said, is my favorite track on the whole album. And next, there's Chandelier, there's Nae, and then there's Chitekete. Now, these 4 tracks, for me, they are the most, they have the most appealing arrangements of all the tracks on this whole album. Some of the other tracks, but they did not really move me that much. So in terms of the instrumental arrangements, I felt it could have been better on a number of the tracks. Now, when you go to the vocals, I have to say Winky delivered his usual signature performance, and he was quite solid throughout this album. But on those 4 tracks and I've before, I felt that's where he gave his best vocal performances. Now, also Winky is famed for his wordplay, his referencing, but I felt the level of wordplay on this album is a bit lower than what we have come to expect from Winky D. And I feel it has been the case for some time now, because for Winky, over the years, I think since he reinvented himself when he released Gaffa Life Kickstep, if you listen to the track Ichikamari, the bars on that track, the references on that track, they're just out of this world. And after that, the graph has just been going down, and on this album I felt there were not as much of those jaw-dropping bar after bar that we had come to expect from Winky D. But regardless, his vocal performance was quite solid throughout this album. And so in summary, I have to say that's it for this album, Njema. And I have to say this album, the expectation, the hype that I had going to this album, and I felt the album is not bad. It's actually quite a good listen. You can listen to the album, but what I thought it was going to do. And for me, it's hard for me to recommend this album as a whole, because I feel as if some of the other tracks, tracks are bore, but they are quite average. For me, those 4 tracks, if someone first listen to those 4 tracks. Tracks feel okay, maybe I want to hear more. I may recommend for you, maybe you can listen to Area 51, or you can listen to Njema. Those are the tracks okay, the first 4 those are my favorite 4 tracks for this whole album. So these ones. So my overall rating, I give this album a 6 out of 10. I feel as if, like I've explained previously, I feel like the album but not hopefully like what happened to Tokyo. I hope Winky gets to regain that magic touch that he once had in his tracks. So I know a lot of you have managed to listen to this album, so go in the comment section, tell me what's your favorite track on this album, tell me what you think about the album as a whole. For you, maybe what I expected and what I got is the same thing. you know what I say in the comment section. But before you go there, you know what, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be giving you more and more and more videos. And that's it for this album review. See you again next time.